What's up, universe? Conscious Kalling here with a dope free rack coming to you guys through allthemachines.net. It's a really dope little rack I've created to make some pretty cool, trappy, glitchy drum fills with some tweaks to some knobs. Anyway, you can see it down at the bottom of the screen. Sounds like this. So I made it with the intention of having a cool, fun way to make really neat, trappy drum fills with pitch ups and pitch downs. And so I'll go ahead and show you how it works. So let's delete these. Since they're already in there, I don't want them anymore. I'm going to take this guy off and drop a new one on. So let's drop this autofills rack that I've made on a new track. Boom, there it is. Now, the first thing you want to do is go ahead and drop in your favorite snare sample, or whatever really, but right now we're going to use it to make some trappy snare fills. So I like this SD 1010. It's from an original Roland 808. Just drop it in. Make sure your root key is set to C3. The reason being is that's going to allow the rack to correctly pitch up and pitch down to get some cool fills. And we're only going to use that note, C3. So let's go ahead and make some MIDI notes. Insert MIDI clip. I'm going to draw them with C3. I'm only going to put them in the last little bit. I'm going to change this to quarter notes and draw in C3 over here. Open this up so we can see it. Normally we're going to hear. That's the default settings of the rack. If you turn the rack off, we're not even hearing anything. So let's set this where we want. Let's say I want a little 16th note to ramp up to a 32nd note. So we got to do that through automation. Right click, show automation. It's already showing here because I clicked it. Let's automate that note so it ramps up to 32. Put a little curve on it so it sounds more natural. You'll notice this pitch knob down here. I have it defaulted to +1. I like the way it sounds. It sounds kind of trappy when it goes up in pitch with each hit. You can also turn it down so it goes down in pitch, or set it on zeros so it stays at the same pitch. So let's start with 0. That's a cool little fill. I like it better at +1. Sounds a little trappier, right? Pretty neat. There's all sorts of other cool stuff built into this. Let's say you want to do that without time syncing it. You just want it free run. Well, over here on the sync free, just turn that on. That turns it on to free mode all the way up. Now our sync rate doesn't matter, but our free rate does, so we get some interesting things happening there. Let's play with it. Interesting. So that's a fun thing to play with. Let's turn it back to the sync rate. Let's turn it pitch down, so now it's going to go down in pitch with each hit. Sounds like a little stutter out. Back up to +1. Let's throw this random on. This gives it some randomization in pitch. It kind of overrides the pitch knob, but creates some really cool glitchy effects. Pretty neat. Now what if I put a filter on it? So I can have a filter sweep and open up, start low, go to highs. That's easy to do too. Turn this filter knob on all the way to the right, and now we're going to set our filter frequency. This is a low pass filter, and we'll automate it open. Show automation. Draw ourselves a nice little curve. All the way open. Let's have it start part way open. Add a little curve to that so it's natural, and let's hear what that sounds like. Pretty neat. This note length parameter down here is misspelled, but the version you get will be correct. This is kind of a misnomer, but that name works for me. This determines how long the gate on the arpeggiator holds the notes open. So you could throw this all the way over to 200%, 100%, and you'll get the whole note ring out across the entire sampler range. It won't stutter back and forth, it'll go boom all the way through with each note that's played. I have it defaulted down around 25% because I found that works really good with snare samples, but we'll mess with it so you can hear the difference. So here's 25. Now I'll open it way up. Those notes just resonate a little bit longer that way. Alright, so that's basically it. This rack is a free download through allthemachines.net. Check the link in the description. If you're already on All the Machines watching this, then you rock. But wait, I hear you saying, can I use other sounds in this rack? Yes, you can. Let's try making some badass hats with this. Let's go to my user library, drop my autofills rack on my hats channel. Let it load up. I need a sample. Back to my 808s. Let's see what we have in the hats. There we've got a cymbal hit. Drop it in. Now let's run this all the way across my riff. Go ahead and move this guy around so he's appropriately placed. I'm going to turn the random off just so we can stay trappy. Insert a MIDI clip. Let's run our C3. All the way across. So we have that. Let's start this guy out at 16th notes. Let's turn our pitch to 0, and we'll give that a listen. It's pretty cool, but it could be cooler. So let's throw some automation in there. Show automation. Let's go back and forth between 30 seconds and 16ths. How about that? Second. Let's listen to this. That's cool, but we're getting trappy with it, right? So let's get some triplets in there. If we set this guy, our sync rate to 12 or 24, we're going to hit triplets. So let's go 24 right here, and we'll repeat that down here. Alright, now we're kind of trappy. Let's glitch it out. I'm going to open my random in a new lane of automation. Let's see my sync rate in my other lane so I can match it up. So every time we go triplets, let's glitch it out by adding random. Check it. Pretty neat. So feel free to experiment, drop whatever sound you want in here really. As long as it's percussive, you keep it on C3, you're going to get some really cool effects.